Today I am looking at the motor lifters on my tailgates for my Volvo 2012 T6. Had a few issues. Noticeably when I try to open it now, it opened that time, but regularly it doesn't. And also there's the sound of that not working sometimes, and the sound of Chewbacca in the boot. So it's obviously failing. Try it again, and there we go. That's quite typical of what's been happening. I have actually adjusted the bump stops here, reset those as per Vita. So take the grub screw out of the middle, pop them out 2 clicks, shut the boot manually, carefully, and then tighten back up again. It did seem to make a small difference, but I think essentially the motors are stuffed. So here they are, the new ones for my vehicle. The correct part numbers for my vehicle are here. That's what they look like, so I'm about to go in and have a go at replacing them. So next we take out this button here that just pops out. We take out this thing here too, which should actually just pulls down. It's a plastic sleeve. And then we're into some T25 torque screws, which are in the corner, in the pull down, and also around here. And we'll also have to pop out that light as well. So I use a plastic shim to pull these things out. So once you disconnect the switch and pull the plastic shroud off, and the light's taken out as well, you can just pull on the trim carefully. It'll come down. Watch this trim here as well, because that comes down. These ones here actually pull down vertically, whereas when you get to the back of the unit it actually pops off, so be careful you don't break anything there. So there's a strut there. I've also put a support in place to make sure the boot doesn't fall in when I'm working. So this goes in through the grommet here, loops around, and then connects up in to there, and it's the same the other side. So now we should just be able to take them out. Important to note is these come with a attachment point for the chassis, and if you actually gently put a screwdriver up under here and give it a lift, the cup will actually slide off, which makes it a lot easier to try and fit through the hole and map it back through. So that actually comes off the unit, and you can actually then mount it onto the bodywork. So the connection's mounted on that clip in the chassis, and if you actually just trip the back of it with the screwdriver, you can actually slide it off. It's a bit tricky. The new ones actually come with it attached, so if you break it you can use the new ones, otherwise you can use the old ones in situ like that. So to remove the old strut, it's literally just a screwdriver under that springy thing there. It just wiggles out, and then the whole thing will just pop off like that. Just make sure you've got a strut supporting the boot before it comes down on your head. So the struts just clip back in. They just literally push on and snap on in both locations. So there, and then down the bottom down here where you took it off. Just make sure you clean any debris that's there, some dust and build up, because they come pre-packed with grease ready to clip on. This is a bit challenging to push this back in. It's actually quite a tight fit. Actually, it's just a rubber grommet. I actually put a little bit of silicone behind it, and it pushed on and snapped in quite well. So now they're both on, ready to go. I've just reattached the button before I put the skin on, and I've tucked the button up out of the way to make sure there's no jams. I made sure my trim's up out of the way, and remove my strut, and I'm going to give it a test go. Beautiful, much quieter, and looks like it's working. So now we'll just try a fob release. Look at that. Fantastic. Pretty happy with that. So now I'll just put the trim on the way it came off. You might need 2 people to help you put the trim back on this bit. It gets a bit tricky, particularly around these bits here. You can do it by yourself, I do, but 2 people would be a lot easier. Good luck. And before I fit the trim, it makes it a lot easier if you actually take off this bit first. Just remember that these pull down off these ones, You slide down, whereas this one will actually pull out this way. There's actually a pin that goes in. So as you can see, that's the pin that goes in. There's the ones up there, slide on. Slide on, pin in. Just make sure they're all present before you actually try and put it back on.